Words can slice through you like a blade you never saw coming, sharp and quiet, leaving a sting that lingers. A joke tossed carelessly, an insult disguised as banter, a rumor twisting your name in rooms you'll never enter they hit, and something inside you stirs. The instinct kicks in fast. Fight back, speak up, set the record straight, prove they can't touch you. But the moment you do, you've already lost. The second you let their words pull you into the chaos, they've got you. A person who can't stand still when pushed is a puppet, strings dangling for anyone to pull. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wrote that you have power over your mind, not the world around you. And in that truth lies unshakable strength. Most people miss this. They think strength is shouting louder, having the last word, or swinging harder to show they can't be disrespected. They don't see that every reaction is a transaction, a piece of your peace traded for a fleeting moment of noise that buys you nothing but regret. The Stoics, those ancient masters of the mind, understood this before we had words for it. They saw the mind as a fortress, not because it's never attacked, but because no one can breach it without your consent. Epictetus, another Stoic sage, said that anyone who can anger you becomes your master. If a stranger's gossip steals your sleep, if a glance makes you question your worth, if a petty jab drags you into a petty fight, then your mind was never yours to begin with. People prod and poke because they're testing your edges, probing to see how far they can push before you crack, how many small cuts it takes before you bleed for all to see. And when you break, you hand them the blueprint to do it again. But the person who stands steady, who breathes through the insult, the lie, the disrespect, they become untouchable in the only way that matters. Not because they don't feel the sting, but because they refuse to let it cost more than it's worth. Look around you. People spend lifetimes explaining themselves to crowds who never cared about the truth. They chase rumors down endless corridors, swinging at shadows just to prove they have fists, only to find their own echo is all that answers back. That's not strength, it's surrender. True control begins when you feel the spark of anger, the rush of words begging to spill, and you crush it in your grip before it burns everything down. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, warned that no one is more miserable than the person who never faces adversity because they're never forced to prove who they are. Most misread this. They think it means proving yourself with raised voices or clenched fists. But adversity isn't a stage 4 performance. It's a forge. It's where you temper your calm, where you show yourself that your silence can outlast their noise. They'll call you cold, arrogant, stone-hearted. Let them. They want you loud because your stillness makes their weakness echo back. There's a lesson in how fire works. A small flame needs air to grow, but cut the oxygen, and it dies. Every time you react, you breathe life into the blaze someone else sparked. Every time you hold steady, you choke it until it fades into nothing. Think about the times you've been baited. That text you sent in a flash of anger, knowing you'd regret it. That rumor you chased to defend your name to people who'd already judged you. Those small fights that spiraled into lost sleep, replayed arguments, hours you'll never get back. What did it give you? What did it change? A person with discipline knows most battles aren't battles at all, they're traps, designed to steal your focus, your energy, your freedom. Most people see self-control as a trinket, something light to carry, but control is a blade, heavy and sharp, needing daily sharpening. You only know its edge when the world tries to dull it. Aristotle, the philosopher of balance, said anyone can get angry, it's easy, but to feel anger with the right person, at the right time, to the right degree, for the right reason, that's the art. Next time a sly word slips past your guard, pause, breathe, ask yourself, does this moment deserve my fire, or is my silence stronger than their noise? There's no virtue in being a doormat. Stoicism isn't weakness wearing a mask. It's the discipline to know when stillness is a hammer and when it's a shield. Sometimes, the best revenge isn't matching their chaos, but rising so far above it, they choke on the dust you leave behind. Sometimes, the strongest thing you can say is nothing at all. The greatest fight is the one you never let them drag you into. Watch what happens when you don't give them what they want. See how their insults crumble against the wall of your .com. Watch their gossip collapse when you don't chase it down. Notice how powerless they become when you starve their craving for your reaction. Real power is quiet because noise is cheap. Real strength is still because storms pass faster. When you don't chase the wind. Real calm terrifies those who thrive on drama because it reminds them they're smaller than they pretend. There's a reason lions don't flinch at barking dogs. Hold your tongue when they want you loud. Keep your peace when they want you restless. Guard your mind when they try to rent space in it for free. They'll call you cold, but cold minds don't burn. They'll call you heartless, but your heart beats steady while there's races with useless noise. Your calm is a weapon, it like the only blade you'll ever need. One day, when they come back to push again, they'll remember the one thing they can't stand. Nothing they say makes you flinch. That's when they learn. Some people stay untouchable because they know control isn't given, it's held. Quietly, firmly, unmoved. That's the lesson. Hold it, guard it, become it. Stand where you are. Let the world push. Let the noise knock. Let the words swirl like storms that never touch the stone beneath your feet. Where you're calm like armor, no blade can pierce. Walk away when the game is small. Speak only when silence costs more than truth. The person who controls themselves leaves no one else in charge of their peace. Some lessons break people. This one makes you unbreakable. Imagine carrying this mindset into every corner of your life, your work, your relationships, your inner world. Picture the freedom of knowing no one can rent space in your head without your permission. That's the kind of wisdom we explore on WisdomWavesAura, my YouTube channel, where we dive into ideas that help you master your mind and live with Unshakable.com. It's not about avoiding pain, it's about choosing what's worth your energy. Every day you're bombarded with tests, a cutting remark, a misunderstanding, a deliberate slight. Each one is a chance to practice this art, to sharpen that blade of control. Think of the last time you lost your cool. Maybe it was a comment online, a coworker's jab, or a family member pushing your buttons. You felt the heat rise, the words, forming the urge to strike back. But what if you'd paused? What if you'd let the moment pass? Let their words fall flat. That's where the power lies, not in winning the argument, but in choosing which arguments matter. The world is loud, chaotic, desperate to pull you into its mess. But you don't have to play. You can stand apart, steady, like a mountain that forgets the wind exists. This isn't about being emotionless. It's about being deliberate. Feel the anger, the hurt, the frustration, but don't let it steer you. Let it pass through you, not define you. The Stoics didn't preach detachment for its own sake. They preached mastery. They knew life would always bring storms, but they also knew you could build a shelter in your mind. WisdomWavesAura is all about sharing these tools, practical, timeless ways to navigate a world that's always trying to knock you off balance. Subscribe there, and let's explore how to turn chaos into clarity together. Every time you choose silence over noise, you're not just avoiding a fight, you're winning a war. The war for your peace, your focus, your freedom. People will always push, always test, always try to pull you into their game. But when you stand firm, when you refuse to let their words dictate your actions, you become something they can't touch. Not because you're above them, but because you're grounded in something deeper. Your calm becomes a mirror, reflecting their chaos back at them. They'll see it, and they'll hate it, because it shows them what they lack. That's the secret. The stronger you are inside, the less you need to prove it outside. So, next time the world tries to bait you, remember this. You don't have to answer every knock at your door. You don't have to fight every battle. You don't have to react to every slight. Your power lies in what you choose to let in, and what you let go. Hold that truth close, like a shield no one can break. Let WisdomWavesAura guide you to more insights like these, where we unpack how to live with purpose, clarity, and strength. The world will keep pushing, but you'll keep standing and moved, unbreakable, untouchable.